Hello everyone, and welcome to our second match of week 1. We have the Lake of Ragers on a flying type and the East Blue Gastros on water. And right away, before the match begins, looking at these teams, I feel that East Blue Gastros have a pretty good team building advantage, I'd say here. There's only... the Thunderous is going to be huge for Lake of Ragers. It's going to be your way to immediately stop rain. And to do some speed control on, especially the Kingdra, which will get Swift Swim. He has two. Lake of Ragers have 2 water resist, and Mantine and Dragonite would be pretty huge. But I wouldn't be surprised if I see a lot of ice coverage on these mons. And even if you get the Sun Up, Walking Wake is more than happy with Sun Up, so that's also a pain in the butt. And Corviknight's going to be good to switch into like the fairy type moves that probably going to be targeting the Dragonite. So this Thunderous is going to have to prevent the East Blue Gastros from just like snowballing and running people over. So let's see how this one goes. Okay, so the lead of Thunderous makes a lot of sense here. You want to get this rain out as quickly as possible. Mantine's another good, just overall defensive lead to prevent you from getting bowled over. The Pelipper is the obvious lead when your team is mono water type, just to get the water type damage boost. And I like Gastrodon here too. As a lead, because the Thunderous is also a pretty obvious lead here. So just a way to be immune to electric is very nice. And unfortunately for this Gastrodon, it just cannot hit either of these mons with ground moves. So I wouldn't be surprised if we see like a bunch of switching here this first turn. Okay. And wow, no weather changing at all turn 1. It calls out the protect with the grass knotting the Gastrodon and almost getting kind of close to one-shotting it, and getting up Tailwind as well. So now the speed control is completely in the Lake of Ragers' favor, and this Pelipper is now in a terrible spot where like it can't protect again, so Mon has to take a Thunderbolt, and the only one that can do that with any sort of like competence is the Walking Wake. So but you also don't want the Pelipper to die. You can also send in Kingdra, that's pretty frail. So like you may just have to sack a Mon here because you still want the rain. Like this 2 months may just die next turn because pivoting just takes so much, and this Gastrodon is probably not doing much with how low it is. Yeah, I don't mind the Gastrodon getting sacked here at all. Okay. This Thunderous, again, just going for Grass Knot on the Gastrodon, just making sure it dies. I think Air Slash would probably kill Gastrodon there. So, I think... So, But the doubling up on so I'm very surprised this Pelipper got away with living. But it's also not even like that big of a deal, because Pelipper on its own doesn't really do much. So maybe it's actually better to keep this thing alive. This may actually like work out, and it could very easily have been a double knockout turn. But all this Pelipper can really do that's that useful is like set up Tailwind and do like mediocre damage. So leaving this alive is actually not bad. I suspect this Walking Wake to just get like double target, like just get targeted heavily. I wouldn't be surprised if it gets like Thunder Waved and attacked this turn, because that Mon is way scarier. So I wouldn't mind like protecting Walking Wake if he has it, and like maybe try to get Tailwind up himself, or like try to land a Hurricane and try to mess with the flying types. Oh, there's the discharge. Oh my gosh, it lived. The Mantine lived at 1%, and he got oh my gosh, in the full paralysis. Oh my gosh. Discharge is an insane move there. Does this have Focus Sash? No, it just... He must have IV'd it to very... It was this IV just to always live Discharge? It might have. But... This might have backfired now because... This Mantine is now just kind of dead weight here. And the Thunderous just got O-code by a Draco Meteor. Man, was that on 100? Is that choice specs? That might be choice specs there. So, oh, that's, but at least this Walking Wake has half special attack. But now Tyler, the Pelipper's dead, so he's kind of on a clock to try to start to run away with this game here, or else because when this rain dies out, his team becomes a lot worse. But you also there's also one turn of Tailwind left, which is pretty big. If he has Damp Rock, this rain is going to be huge, that extra turns. So, I wouldn't... This Landorus is faster than the Kingdra, so I wouldn't... So I would expect that to just, like, go for, like, a huge Earth Power into that. Oh, Sandsear Storm can't miss in rain, can it? That's actually pretty huge. You can just mass Sandsear Storm without any consequences, so that's going to be huge. So he's got it in this... Walking Wake is now in a very awkward spot where it can't really do much unless maybe if it has a supporting move. Wide Guard. Sandsear Storm. Oh my gosh, it does so much. Ice Beam, yep, with the one shot. I always forget that Kingdra does get like special move because it's mostly used as a physical attacker. And here's the problem with this Mantine now is that like it doesn't threaten anything by itself. So this Mantine's just been getting ignored for several turns in a row. And now because Swift Swim is active without Tailwind, on Lake of Rager side, this Kingdra is gonna have speed control until this rain comes out, which could be either 1 or 4 turns. Whether he has rain or not for the rest of the game, it may determine if he wins or not. Oh my gosh, it's so much damage from Stealth Rock. And judging by the switch. Hyper Voice. Oh my goodness. Tyler that is a huge blunder. Oh my goodness. That is unfortunate. I was gonna call out, I'm like, wow, I'm surprised he just did that when he Wide Guard. But there's another bad reason, is that the Liquid Voice procs the Mantine with Water Absorb. I completely forgot that got this ability. That is so awkward. But now this Aerodactyl, I'm assuming, is gonna have to get double targeted next turn. That's not gonna kill. Icy Wind. Oh no, he missed the Aerodactyl. That is so much speed control you miss out on. And this Aerodactyl is actually being left alone, which is something that I very much disagree with. You have to get this Aerodactyl off the field. This Mantine is just being an annoyance to you. This Aerodactyl is what's going to actually start doing damage. You look at its moveset and it's just like, it probably has a water move, which you resist, and the only attacking move it has besides that is going to be Air Slash, which doesn't really threaten your mons. I think this Mantine is not the problem here. This Aerodactyl is. And now the Aerodactyl will protect again this turn, but that Air Slash misses so bad. Thunderfang will kill. Okay, this tap of... Okay, he lands the Icy Wind this time. He's got a... I was assuming you protect here. Oh, he doesn't. This Aerodactyl is so fast. Oh my goodness. Swift Swim. Okay, Force 38 speed. And this... Is this Kingdra not Swift Swim? Or did he not run any speed on it? Because -1 speed stat plus Swift Swim and the Kingdra is still slower? I was not expecting that at all. Is it Damp? I don't even know. But a 3v1 is probably a bit too much for Tapu Fini, despite how powerful it is. Yeah, so... Yes, neither of these mons can do really big damage, and... Oh, this... I Ace. That's his last move. Yeah, so this you could just could have ignored this Mantine the entire game, which I think which the Eastern Gastros did do well at first, but then I think they just got, I don't know. Oh my god, that is a huge crit. It's just that it's just too, the Mantine doesn't do anything by itself. It is kind of dead weight outside of being annoying. So yeah. The fucking Lake of Blue Ragers is taking this very, very slow. I don't think either of these mons can really hit Tapu Fini hard, so this is taking a lot longer than you would think it would. So let's do it. So this Dragonite's multi-scale. You can just you Moonblast the guess. Oh, another guess. Yeah, despite these mons not really doing much, these the Lake of Rage should still have enough. Just next turn shall be in. Oh, okay, it's Citrus Berry. The Wide Guard. Does this not have Moonblast on it? Is that why he's not on it? Because I feel like Moonblast would just like not. It would get close to killing at least. It's just these Icy Winds aren't doing enough. Oh my gosh, we are really taking forever on this. Yep, and that was good job to the Lake of Ragers for pulling that out. That Mantine took so many hits, and oh my goodness, and the not having the speed control with the Kingdra just turned out to be so bad, because just any water move would have any move would have been able to kill earlier on the Aerodactyl. Super effective stab, green boosted, would have just OHKO'd anything. So that was a huge thing that needs to be taken care of. What was this? I guess he went for max bulk, max attack, and just assumed that he would have speed control, even with just Swift Swim, which turned out to not be the case, even with an Icy Wind hit. Yeah, and that's gonna do it. Once again, congrats to the Lake of Ragers for starting out 1-0, and I thought that was, despite it being 3-0, I think this match was a lot closer. If just one more mon was alive for like one more turn on the East Gastros turn, like the Tapu Fini might have just been able to just like win a 2v1. It just barely wasn't, and it was kind of close to being there. All right, I'll see you guys in the next match. Bye bye.